Hello again, you magnificent subscribers. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the month of March. I got a lot to get to in today's video, so I'm quickly going to run through the list of thank yous in a new segment. Yes, people, we have segments now because we're a fancy YouTube channel with intros and graphics and music and everything. So we got a segment now. Special thanks to everybody who bought land from us in the last roughly 7 days or so, give or take. Working title, guys. We're working on it. Point being, Laney and Francesco, start the list off with them. They placed a deposit on one of our Yavapai County properties, the big one, the $39,000 one. I will tell you guys that my experience, however limited it may be with Arizona title companies, has so far been pretty good. A lot better than New Mexico. They actually managed to kind of stick the landing on closing dates. So, I am, and this is not an adjective often applied to me, optimistic. I am optimistic that we will close on this on the contractually dictated date. Anyway, in Valencia County, Henry, Luis, Nathan, Sam, and Megan all bought land from us out there, and then the rest of these people are all returning customers. Ryan and April placed a deposit on one of our big 40-acre Cibola County properties, so thank you to them. Juan, who's always scooping up the Rio Rancho property soon after we list them. It's either Karina or Juan. Juan got this one, so thank you to him. That new property that we listed last week, he bought that roughly 13 seconds after it went live, so thanks to him. And Jejun, Dana, and Robert all bought land from us in Luna County. All those new properties that we listed last week, 5 of them sold already. So special thanks to all of those people. Slightly serious topic here, guys, or serious topic, I should say. So I am not a person who wears sincerity well. It's not a quality that mixes well with me. And generally speaking, all my life I have been accused of sounding sarcastic even when I'm trying to sound sincere. So just know, let me preface at the outset here, guys, that I'm being sincere with this. So I don't, right now it's a Monday. We record these videos now on a Monday in advance of the Friday debut, simply because the video editor needs some time with it. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next few days, but I can say that over the past week, I am typically glued to cable news. Of course, this past week has been even more the case, watching the events and what's going on there in Ukraine. And when this first started, I was kind of surprised how few, obviously there's kind of a sense of helplessness. I think anybody who's got an iota of consciousness in their body about what's happening over there, there's kind of a feeling of helplessness because you want to help and you can't. And so that's how I felt. And so I was looking, and I was surprised how kind of little publicity a lot of these got, but I was looking for charitable organizations that one could give to try and help these people, whether it's the humanitarian crisis that's going on at the Poland border or in whatever way the Ukrainians need any kind of assistance. So I don't know how well publicized lists like this are on social media. At this point, I'm not really a social media person, but I've just kind of been surprised at how little of this I've seen online. So what I will say is we're going to be linking underneath the YouTube video a list of charitable organizations in Ukraine. It's going to take you to this page, and these actually break down into a couple different groupings, if you prefer. One is supplies for the military, Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, Come Back Alive, Army SOS, Phoenix Wings, so on and so forth. The other ones are more humanitarian related. You know, some of these obviously are not going to be household names. Some of these are local to Ukraine. So if you are looking to help, but you're looking for something you're more familiar with, you should know, of course, that the Red Cross and UNICEF have links on these pages. All these various charities have links where you can go to their respective websites and read whatever their sort of mission statement is and how exactly they help. So, for instance, if you do want to help with the refugee crisis, you can go to humanitarian. Or if you want to help provide grenades or whatever, put, money toward guns and grenades, you can help with that, contribute money here to the Ministry of Defense. Point being, it's a list. We're going to have it linked underneath the YouTube video. We also, it should be noted, on the internet's best kept secret, aka our Instagram page, we have a link up here under Linktree. If you go to this, you can go to the first one here. It's a list of charities to help the people of Ukraine. This, of course, is the list that I just showed you of both military and humanitarian organizations out there. But if you are like me and you felt kind of helpless over the past week and you want to contribute to this in some way, there's a bunch of good organizations that you can read about here and you can, maybe contribute to. Should be noted, by the way, that I can never pronounce these currencies. I want to say it's the grivna is the currency in Ukraine. Right now, the conversion rate is something like $1 American equals 30 grivna. I'm sure I'm massacring that pronunciation, but in Poland, and who knows where most of this money gets spent, if it gets spent in Ukraine, or if it gets spent in Poland or other parts of Europe. But I mean, in Poland, the zloty, I think is the way the currency is pronounced. It's like a 1 to 400 ratio. So point being, even minor contributions will probably go good distance to helping people. Anyway, guys, with all that said, new properties. Let's get to the new properties. So going live on the website this week. Yes, guys, we're back in Colorado, and more specifically, Saguache County. It should be noted, guys, that we got 2 new properties going live in the Lazy KV Estates subdivision down here, SGCO 2152A and B. Of course, we got more properties out here because the other ones were selling so well. Anyway, so a little fun story. All these properties were purchased at around the same time. We went into escrow in like September. We closed on most of them in November. These 2, which are A and B properties, so they're adjacent lots. They were from the same owner. And we got basically to here we go. We'll use a sports metaphor here. We got to the 1 yard line 45 or 60 days into escrow. And then the sellers announced, oh, they changed their mind. And so we're like, oh, okay, I guess we're not buying those properties. And then 2 weeks later, they changed their mind again. Point being, that is the reason these 2 did not go live in November with the other ones, because we didn't own them in November. We didn't own them until December. So we're finally getting them up on the website this week. Let me go to the map here. So first off, both these properties, of course, are located in Saguache County. The G is silent, guys, like lasagna. Up here in Saguache County, of course, the properties are sandwiched between the county seat of Saguache over here and the very artsy, cool little community of Crestone over here, which, of course, we have photos of in the gallery. It should be noted, of course, that the subject property is in very close proximity to, amongst other things, the Great Sand Dunes National Park. I forget what the exact metric is by which these are the largest sand dunes in North America or the Western Hemisphere, or I don't know. But the point is, it's a picturesque, beautiful place you could take the family to and have fun all day. That is very close to subject property. Additionally, guys, there's Zapata Falls. All the green that you see on the map, of course, ideal for camping and hiking and picnicking and shooting things. That, of course, is the Rio Grande National Forest. Beautiful region out there. And as noted, the town of Crestone, which is a quaint little town. Anyway, so the subject property sits right here on the map. If we zoom in, let's go to satellite view, guys. If we zoom in, you will see that this is where the Lazy KV Estates is. And first, guys, before I get to the property, let me direct your attention to this little body of water right over here. This is a man-made lake within the region, within the Lazy KV Estate subdivision. And of course, when you look at the photos, you can see exactly how pretty, how picturesque a little region this is. It's very quaint. It's a very quaint little community. Anyway, they got a lake out there. You could go boating, you could go fishing, general relaxation. Additionally, there's some little campgrounds here, some little picnicking areas. They've got ducks, guys. Ducks. How delightful. And yeah, and as you go through the photo gallery here, you also see these are the HOA offices. Yes, guys, regrettably, the property does have an HOA. I will have you know, however, this is not a very strict HOA. This is not a very strict one. They have annual dues of $117. You can find that in your couch cushions. Additionally, guys, there are water lines out here that will help you hook up water on your property. There are underground utilities throughout parts of the subdivision, and there are power lines throughout other parts of the subdivision. We will return to that topic in just a moment. The subject properties that we're going to talk about, because of course they're adjacent, being sold separately or together if you prefer, sit here at the corner of Nakashima Drive and Betty Lee Drive. Nakashima seems like an odd name for a road in Colorado. I feel like there's some story behind that. Anyway, as you can see, guys, well-maintained dirt gravel roads out here can be navigated in any vehicle type. Boundary markers on the property, won't need to get it surveyed. That's a savings right there. Additionally, some nearby developed home sites. And I'm pointing out the home sites, guys, because this is an area, I discuss it in the video at the top of the page. It's a little confusing, but this is an area that supposedly they enforce rules about what you can build. And yet I see no evidence of this in the surrounding structures. If you've got 22 broken down cars on your lot, I can't believe they're actually enforcing anything. But apparently, that's what they say. That's what the HOA tells us. So anyway, that's what the properties look like. Power, by the way, guys, roughly about 500 feet from the subject properties. Not on the parcel boundary, but very close by. And, of course, the nearby mountains, the beautiful picturesque mountains off here in the distance. This is a very pretty area. And as I understand it from the locals, a great place to grow weed. There's an endorsement. And, of course, guys, we've got the drone photos up here. This is the corner lot, as noted. One of these is the corner lot. One is the one that sits right here. And over here, by the way, if you look at the drone photos, you can see this is where the nearest power line is at the developed home sites, just right across the street right here. Just a little more detail here. The plat map, of course, is going to enumerate the two parcels that we have for sale here. Corner lot, lot right next to the corner lot. And, of course, as with all the Lazy KV properties, we are offering easy financing. Easy financing of $4,000 down, $250 a month, 30 months. Of course, that's 180 days, same as cash. So if you hit the lottery in the next 6 months, you only have to pay the 9,500. Of course, we like to offer the financing, guys, because we anticipate that if you're going to go out there and you're going to build on the property, you need money to buy the property, you need money to build, we make it a scooch easier. By the way, guys, land contracts, of course, are linked on this page. If you want to get a sense of exactly what that contract looks like before you give us any money, you can click that link right there and bring it up in a separate browser window. Anyway, with all that said, I think that is all from me. Going live on the website next week. We're going to have some new properties in New Mexico. Look forward to that. And between now and then, keep watching the news, guys. Hopefully good stuff happens, or not wholly terrible stuff. And we will see you in next week's video. Thanks, guys.